Hai teman-teman, apa kabar kalian semuanya? Pada hari ini kami akan membawa kalian ke Millennium Walkway. Di mana itu tempatnya?
This is in New Mills, which is in Derbyshire, but it's basically a suburb of Manchester because we're not far from the border with Stockport, which is part of Greater Manchester. And so I suppose all the people who live here, their city will be kind of Manchester rather than, say, Sheffield. It's now, the weather is beginning to become nice for mid-October because the sun is out and it's quite pleasant and sunny now. So anyway, do you know any of the history of this place, my lovely?
Ya teman-teman, history atau cerita dari sejarah dari tempat ini adalah tempat ini dibangun untuk pathway, untuk berjalan ya, untuk perjalanan keamanan antara satu tempat ke tempat yang lain, yang dibangun pada bulan Juni tahun 1999 oleh Stan Brewster, dan itu jadi pada tahun 1999 pada bulan Desember. Jadi sangat singkat sekali ya. Dan Stan Brewster ini sendiri adalah seorang yang sudah berkali-kali memenangkan memenangkan award ya, di mana dia memenangkan pada tahun 2000 itu adalah British Construction Industrial Best Small Project ya, yang sangat bagus sekali. Dan itulah sebabnya tempat ini dan dia itu ya membawa banyak turis ya karena kehebatan dia ini. Dan teman-teman, yang sangat menyedihkan sekali adalah dia meninggal pada tahun 2005 ya di London karena ada pemboman pada saat itu. Jadi nama ini didedikasikan kepada dia. Sangat sedih kan?
It was indeed. And I suppose a tragic end to his life, and many other people died in those terrorist bomb attacks in London, both on the bus and on the tube trains on the underground lines. Anyway, it's a place we've never been to before. It's quite modern. It was basically prepared for the millennium, so we look forward to seeing it.
Ya, yuk teman-teman, kami akan mengajak kalian jalan dan melihat ada apa sebenarnya di sini. Ikut kami terus yang setia bersama di Adventure of Fina and I.
The houses there are perched directly above this gorge, which is quite spectacular, I think. You got perched on the edge, and then down here, of course, you got the cliffs and then the river below. And in the afternoon sunshine of mid-November, we are enjoying a walk by the Tors and the Millennium Walkway. Amazingly bright sunshine now. This morning was pretty dull and a little rain, but now it's absolutely beautiful. The house perched precipitously above, and here is the river. I imagine that there is the river Goit, and it is joined just at the back of us by the river Set, and this is a very spectacular gorge here, and some old, dilapidated, ruined industrial buildings, and there is another railway viaduct. Far above is the roadway, and then this is the viaduct, which is quite high. Down there is the river. That must be the river Goit. And this is marvellous examples of Victorian engineering. Could they do equally good viaducts today? I'm not sure.
Sometimes we try to be cool, not being givers, only takers. Stop for a minute. Stop and breathe.
This is an amazing sandstone formation, and obviously very popular with climbers.
Think for a minute who you wanna be for a minute. Don't get over your head, you're like everyone else on here. You could gain from being a bit nicer.
So we're now walking above the river Goit, and it is truly spectacular, and it is amazing that this is in Derbyshire, which is of course our county, and yet I have never been here before, and it is truly spectacular. Over there is an old mill, which is now a complex of offices and restaurants and so on, and this of course is a walkway built just before the millennium, and it is absolutely fantastic and to me very spectacular. Somewhere I have never been before and was never really aware of it either. Sometimes when I've been to Manchester on the train, I have seen it and I've wondered what it is, and now I know because it's quite a spectacular sight, and so it's somewhere which is definitely worth a visit.
Teman-teman, kami berdua tengah menikmati pemandangan yang luar biasa indah sekali. Bisa kalian lihat ya di sana. Dan itu adalah restoran di mana bisa berfungsi dalam apa-apa, ada makanan dan juga kalau mau wedding, dan bisa dibayangkan ya kalau kita wedding di sini pemandangannya luar biasa indah sekali. So teman-teman, itulah tadi ya perjalanan kami di Millennium Oke. Teman-teman, itulah tadi ya perjalanan kami di Millennium Walkway. Indah sekali ya, lebih indah dari apa yang kami bayangkan ya, karena ketika kami pergi ke Manchester dan kita naik kereta, selalu kita melihat ke sini ya, karena ini kan terlewati ya, dan kami itu curious sekali ada apa di sana ya kan.
Well, exactly, and we often wondered. And the curious thing, as I mentioned before, is this is in Derbyshire, and which is, of course, our county, North Derbyshire, and yet we're not really aware of it. It's in a sense on the other side of the Pennines, but still in Derbyshire, and very close to the border with Cheshire and Stockport, and then Manchester. But it's a fascinating place, definitely worth coming to. And of course, it's a pretty new thing because, of course, before the walkway is installed, it's impossible to do that route, wasn't it?
Iya, so kita mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Mr. Brewster, Stan Brewster ya, yang sudah menstabilitaskan atau menciptakan ini ya, dan dari itu luar biasa indah sekali, lebih indah dari apa yang kami pikir ya, karena dari luar tuh nggak gitu spektakuler gitu ya. Pas kita jalan di sini, wow, indah sekali, dan terlebih juga teman-teman, cuaca pada bulan November ini yang seharusnya itu kan dingin banget dan hujan ya, memang tadi pagi hujan dan sekarang ada matahari, jadi kita sangat menikmati sekali. So teman-teman, terima kasih sekali untuk kalian yang sudah setia bersama The Adventure of Fina and I. Terima kasih untuk like-nya dan juga komennya, dan juga untuk kalian yang baru saja menemukan channel kami, ayo dong subscribe biar kita bersemangat untuk men-sharekan tempat-tempat indah yang lainnya. Oke, terima kasih teman-teman. Take care and bye.
So we are now walking back along the Millennium Walkway, and as I said before, it is a spectacular place and something of which neither Fina nor I were particularly aware of. And although we've been to Manchester many times, and we've been on the train to Manchester, and the train is just above us, but it is surprisingly spectacular. The Millennium Walkway, it's only about 150 metres long, but it's something which is very, very spectacular. That is Tor Vale Mill, an old cotton mill, which has long since been superseded by other competition from other countries such as China and the Far East and so on. And now it's found another use as weddings, offices, bar accommodation, retail, conference and events. So in other words, it's managed to find another role. And there is the Millennium Walkway we have just passed along. All of this sandstone, which is a perfect climbing environment here.